So less than a week after Tucker Carlson is caught in emails and texts fully admitting that he doesn't believe the election fraud lies he's putting on the air, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy hands him more than 40,000 hours of Capitol security footage from the January 6th insurrection.
All right, guys, so the Democrats and the mainstream liberal media are panicking because House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has decided to release the January 6th footage, the hidden footage. Okay, I think it's over like 10,000 hours of January 6th tape or something like that the public hasn't seen, even though I believe it does belong to the public. He decided to release that footage to Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson is going to do what it seems to be a Twitter file style leak and coverage of this hidden footage that could change the narrative. It could change the story about what actually happened on January 6th and why were these protesters allowed to infiltrate the Capitol. Okay, was it something where these guys forced themselves in as some type of violent mob, or is it more of a setup, right? Was it a situation where you had the powers that be, aka Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, basically trying to set up these peaceful protesters to become violent and to enter the Capitol? I'm just saying, if we find out that that was the case, that the Democrats basically tried to make this happen, it seems like they should be the ones that are answering questions at the January 6th hearing and potentially standing trial for treason and conspiracy to overthrow the United States government charges, right? They're the ones that actually should be under questioning and under fire for that, okay? Not Trump. So again, predictably, the Democrats and the liberal media are panicking, and they're trying to smear Tucker Carlson in the release of this footage ahead of time because they know that this is probably going to change how people look at what happened on January 6th. And you have no other than Adam Schiff, right? Shifty Schiff coming out here and doing a preemptive panic here because, again, the truth is about to be exposed. As he says, Kevin McCarthy turned over January 6 videos to right-wing propagandist Tucker Carlson, a man who spews Kremlin talking points, suggests January 6 was a false flag, and spreads the big lie. Make no mistake, this isn't about transparency. It's about fueling dangerous conspiracy theories. Yeah, so according to Adam Schiff, transparency is a conspiracy theory now, right? Being transparent is a conspiracy theory. Again, I would be panicking if I was him as well, because I mean, you have some footage that have come out, some bombshell footage of, you know, guys or a guy wearing an earpiece trying to, I don't know, push people into the Capitol, right? Like, I mean, again, we have some, again, mysterious footage that has come out about January 6th that could tell a whole nother story. And like I said, predictably, you have the Democrats and the mainstream liberal media panicking. Like, for example, The View, the cackling heads on The View, right? They are doing what they've been told to do by the powers that be, which is to come out here and to smear Tucker Carlson for being transparent. Because according to them, transparency is literally dangerous to the narrative about January 6th. Take a look.
So exactly how dangerous is it to let Tucker Carlson reset the narrative on January 6th? Go ahead.
I think it's twofold. So this raises huge safety and security concerns for the Capitol. So I worked in the Capitol for many years. There are underground evacuation points. There are safe rooms. We even have rooms to protect for like biochemical attacks where you can go and safely be housed. This will also reveal where video cameras are stationed in the Capitol. So as a Republican, like we always say, we back the blue. Will you just expose the entire Capitol and undermine the Capitol Police and their safety precautions for something like a January 6th were it to ever happen again, or something like 9/11 where the Capitol was targeted?
How isn't this against the law to do something like that? Why isn't it against the law?
It's not. I spent the morning researching that because generally, you know, you have a Freedom of Information Act request that news outlets, let's say, ask the Capitol Police for it. So is it illegal just to give it to one person? The Capitol Police is actually not, it does, the FOIA request, the Freedom of Information Act doesn't apply to them. And so if someone in Congress, like a leader in Congress, asks the Capitol Police for this kind of information, 44,000 hours of footage, they must comply. And so that's really what is scary here.
But why didn't he give it to the New York Times and to other newspapers?
Well, I think, well, I don't want to Yes, but, he had to make a lot of concessions to become speaker.
Right.
Right? And so maybe one of the concessions that he had to give Marjorie Taylor Greene or one of his supporters was give Tucker Carlson this. We know how powerful Tucker Carlson has become within the Republican Party. It's really odd that a fake news anchor would be that person. Right. And when I say fake news anchor, I really mean it, because a judge ruled in 2020 that Tucker Carlson is not a credible source of news. And in fact, U.S. District Court Judge Mary Kay Viscols decided the whole tenor of his show should make it clear to viewers that he's not stating actual facts. So it's not a news show, says the courts.
Yeah.
He's just like entertainment. And so when you have someone that is just an entertainer slanting the actual facts, I agree with you. It's so dangerous. It's so divisive for our country, but it's most dangerous, I think, for the security of our country.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's often to the public sometimes confusing the difference between news journalists and opinion entertainers, because they kind of bury themselves at night in those primetime spots.
Do you think Fox News should be called Fox News, or should it be called like Fox Entertainment Channel?
Yeah.
Fox and Friends,
right? Like, because as a news organization, you would think the executives there would not allow Tucker Carlson to use these tapes in this way.
I don't even pretend to know the standards they have at that particular organization, but I think the biggest thing here is what Alyssa said before, the security risks exposing the inside of the White House. You're sharing your security videos with people.
People were killed on people died on January 6th.
Well, we were upset when they gave tours.
They're going to say it's a tourism day.
But they proved that they were giving tours. Congress people were giving tours before to show people exactly what was just now handed over to someone. And whereas there can be nothing good coming from it, they've investigated. We've done everything we need to do. It's not only not going to add good, it actually only has bad intentions. It's nefarious intentions.
You know, guys, ain't it amazing how these people, all they want to do is talk about January 6th, January 6th, January 6th. That's all they've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 years, ever since it happened. And now all of a sudden, when Republicans have some leverage on the narrative around January 6th, now they don't want to talk about it anymore, right? They want you to be silent. Oh, well, we've talked about it enough now, right? No need to talk about it anymore because Republicans have the tape, right? They got the footage. Again, it's amazing how that works, right? It really is. These people never want to stop talking about January 6th when the narrative was in favor of the Democrats. Now we're going to get more transparency. We're going to get another side of the story here that could basically show that, hey, the narrative that Democrats pushed was a lie, and that maybe the Democrats are the people that should be charged with treason or conspiracy to overthrow the United States government. Well, we don't want to talk about it, right? We don't want to talk about it. Again, absolutely amazing, okay? Joy Behar repeating lies about police officers being killed that day. Alyssa Farrah Griffin faking outrage or faking concern about the security of the Capitol and blah, 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 blah. Nobody's using that footage to try to figure out how to, I don't know, hack into the Capitol, right? No, I don't think anybody's going to use that footage to stage an insurrection, okay? I believe that the Capitol can be toured by regular, normal people, okay? I believe that's actually a thing. I don't think that people are going to use the footage for some type of nefarious purpose like that, or to try to orchestrate some type of 9/11 style attack on the Capitol, which again is a ridiculous take, okay? These cackling hens are simply not living in reality. But regardless, I also want to address Sunny Holston, who I think kind of gave the most ridiculous take here, or the most hypocritical take, because she would never give this take about mainstream liberal media, as she implies that Tucker Carlson somehow, some way is not qualified as a news journalist to have these tapes, right? And to be disseminating this information and this footage, right? She says he's fake news, okay? That a court rule that his show is basically entertainment and it's just opinions. So again, I gotta ask, Sonny, who do you think is qualified to actually have these tapes and to disseminate this information? Okay, do you think Rachel Maddow is qualified? Because she's probably the closest thing that the mainstream liberal media has to Tucker Carlson, and I mean, she's damn near retired. But the courts ruled that she also was basically an opinion host, right? She uses exaggeration and opinion, not facts. Basically, that she is fake news. So again, I wonder would Sonny have this same take if the tapes were given to Rachel Maddow and it was her job to disseminate the tapes to the public? I guarantee you she wouldn't have that take. Because the truth of the matter is that all of these news anchors, especially ones in prime time, right? Any on the big three channels, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they're not just straight, journalists that are just giving facts. No, they all are opinion hosts, okay? And I'm okay with that as long as they just admit up front that, hey, I'm an opinion host. Like, I'll tell you guys, I'm an opinion host. I'm not a journalist. I'm giving you guys my opinion backed up by facts, right? I try to present the facts, and then I give you my opinion about the facts, okay? That is what I do. I'm telling you in the title of my channel what you're getting from my channel, right? The slant that you're getting, okay? I'm not hiding my bias, okay? Right? That's why I always laugh when some people in the comment section accuse me of being biased. I'm like, well, I mean, look at the name of my channel. Like, what, take do you think I'm going to have on most news topics, right? I mean, I'm just being upfront and honest about it, okay? Unlike, again, some news channels like MSNBC and CNN where they pretend to be non-biased, impartial, right? But they clearly are working in favor of the Democrat Party. They're clearly working in favor of the establishment, right? And this is why, again, a lot of these people are so jealous of Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan is an opinion host who people trust more with news than them, right? And this is why they hate him so much. This is why they want to censor him, because, again, opinion hosts, internet commentators, internet journalists have basically gained more credibility among the people than the propagandists on TV, okay? Because that's what they are. They're propagandists. Again, they would have much more credibility if they was just open about the fact that, again, they are propagandists for their respective parties. But again, like I said, it's just amazing to me how there's so much outrage over these tapes being released to Tucker Carlson when all these people wanted to talk about was January 6th up until now. Now they want to be quiet. Now they want to be silent about it because a person that they don't like, a person they disagree with politically has the tapes. If January 6th is so bad, right? If it was bad and the Democrats' narrative was true, then there's nothing in those tapes that should be able to change the mind of most Americans in regards to what happened on January 6th. Unless, again, there's some bombshell in there that shows that January 6th wasn't exactly what the Democrats were telling us that January 6th was, right? Again, they're afraid. They're scared. The narrative is under attack, and that's dangerous, which is the exact question that Joy Behar asked at the beginning of this segment, which is that how dangerous is Tucker Carlson having the January 6th tapes to the January 6th narrative? And that, my friends, it tells you exactly what these people are concerned with. They're concerned with the narrative. They're not concerned about the facts. They're concerned with the narrative around January 6th to make sure that it is used to smear Republicans and Trump supporters, and Democrats take no blame for what happened that day, right? Again, it's absolutely incredible to see the panic that is coming from the Democrat Party and the mainstream liberal media over transparency, right? Over truth. Absolutely amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.